During the early 20s, Top Gear dominated the global TV landscape as one of the most watched motoring shows. It featured every type of vehicle you could imagine, making it a favourite among car enthusiasts. But as electric vehicles, also known as EVs, began their steady march into the mainstream, everyone wondered, what would the famously petrol-obsessed, V8-loving Jeremy Clarkson have to say about them? Enter Tesla, spearheaded by the ambitious Elon Musk. At the time, the company was burning through cash alarmingly, and failure seemed just around the corner. Tesla needed every bit of positive press to survive, and then came Clarkson's review. Dubbed the broadband motoring era by Clarkson, EVs were a major shift. But the infamous Top Gear review of the Tesla Roadster ignited a bitter feud between the motoring show and Musk's budding empire. Allegations flew, lawsuits were filed, and a rivalry was born. How did one critical review spark years of tension between these two giants of the automotive world? Watch the video till the end to know about this. Jeremy Clarkson and Top Gear have never been shy about sharing their skepticism towards electric vehicles. In his usual dramatic style, Clarkson once quipped about EVs. "Why would I drive a glorified hairdryer and then plug it into a power source that burns coal?" He argued that manufacturing batteries and electric motors had a significant environmental impact, casting doubt on EVs' green credentials.
Not environmental.
Is it not environmental?
Well, you come home, you have to plug that stupid little hairdryer you go around in, yeah? You have to plug that into the wall. Where's it getting the power from to charge it up?
From
a
the
power station,
yes,
which runs on
solar power.
What solar-powered power station?
So, when Tesla's groundbreaking Roadster debuted in 2008, it had a lot to prove, not just to the market, but also to the world's most popular car show. During the 7th episode of Top Gear's 12th season, the Tesla Roadster faced what many saw as the ultimate media trial. Would it survive the firestorm of Clarkson's sharp critiques, or would it spark a revolution in how EVs were perceived? This episode marked the beginning of a tense rivalry that helped shape public discourse about electric cars for years to come. In 2008, Jeremy Clarkson produced a segment on the then-new Tesla Roadster, a car making waves in the EV world. Given Top Gear's global audience, this was a pivotal moment for Tesla to prove its worth. The first test featured a drag race against the petrol-powered Lotus Elise, which the Roadster was initially modelled on. Unsurprisingly, the electric Tesla left the Lotus in the dust, showcasing its impressive torque and acceleration. Clarkson, known for his love of speed, appeared genuinely impressed by the Roadster's power, generated by a battery the size of a watermelon with just one moving part.
Not bad from a motor that's the size of a watermelon and only has one moving part.
Tesla claimed the Roadster could achieve a range of 200 miles, even under aggressive driving conditions. To test this claim, Clarkson took the Roadster for a spin around the Top Gear track. While Tesla performed well on straights, Clarkson pointed out its struggles in corners, which is a potential drawback for performance enthusiasts. The real drama, however, unfolded when the segment cut to a scene of the Roadster running out of battery after just 55 miles. The crew was shown pushing the car into a hangar, emphasizing the limitations of early EVs. Clarkson then noted the 16-hour charging time required from a standard plug and made a cheeky jab at environmentalists, pointing out that the electricity powering the Tesla came from a nuclear plant. The episode was entertaining, provocative, and controversial, sparking debates about EVs' practicality and sustainability. The review of Tesla's Roadster on Top Gear wasn't without its fair share of controversy. Jeremy Clarkson highlighted a significant drawback. The Tesla Roadster came with a hefty price tag of $91,000, nearly 3 times the cost of the Lotus Elise it was compared to.
The best idea is to have 2 Teslas, so you can use one while the other is charging.
Clarkson concluded the review by calling the Tesla Roadster an impressive feat of engineering, but ultimately impractical for real-world use. This critical review raised eyebrows and prompted Tesla to issue a strong rebuttal. Tesla spokesperson Rachel Conrad disputed Clarkson's claims, stating neither car required pushing during testing, as the battery charge never dropped below 20%. She also clarified that recharging didn't take 16 hours, as portrayed, but could be completed in just 3.5 hours in a garage setting. Addressing the alleged brake failure, Conrad explained it was merely a blown fuse, which had been replaced in minutes, allowing the car to continue running smoothly. The dispute didn't end there. In March 2011, 3 years after the episode aired, Tesla filed a lawsuit against the BBC, accusing Top Gear of libel. Tesla claimed the episode cost them sales of 200 Roadsters, approximately $171,000 in losses, and negatively impacted investor confidence. The review also allegedly hampered pre-orders of Tesla's upcoming Model S sedan in the UK. However, during the court proceedings, Appeal Court Judge Lord Justice Moore Bick questioned whether Top Gear truly had the influential power Tesla claimed. After watching the hour-long episode multiple times, he cast doubt on the extent of the alleged damage. The court ruled that no reasonable viewer would expect a car's performance on Top Gear's airfield track to directly translate to how it would perform on a public road. Additionally, it concluded that the segment's issues were exaggerated and presented as a comedic skit. This ruling highlighted a key aspect of the show. While Top Gear showcased genuine enthusiasm for cars, its format leaned heavily on entertainment and scripted antics. Let's be honest, most of the show was about 3 hosts having a laugh while driving cars. However, Elon Musk had every reason to be upset from Tesla's perspective. At the time, Tesla was still in its early stages, and such negative publicity could potentially harm its growth and reputation significantly. Following the judgment, Jeremy Clarkson remained silent while travelling to Australia for a live edition of Top Gear. However, the show's executive producer Andy Willman commented, expressing satisfaction with the court's decision. He said, "I'd also like to apologise to the judges for making them watch Top Gear so much." The case, which began with Tesla accusing the BBC of libel, ended in 2013 when the appeal court upheld the previous ruling and dismissed Tesla's claims. During an interview on Newsnight, Elon Musk was asked about his thoughts on Jeremy Clarkson and the rough treatment Tesla had received from the BBC's Top Gear. Musk, ever the diplomat, responded with humour and candour. "I wouldn't paint all of the BBC with Top Gear's brush," he remarked, highlighting his admiration for the broadcaster.
All of BBC with Top Gear's brush.
I see. So what do you really think of Jeremy Clarkson?
I'm actually a great fan of the BBC. I was surprised to learn Top Gear was even on the BBC.
Top Gear is much more about entertainment than truth, Musk observed. While he acknowledged that many viewers understood this, he admitted not everyone did. Despite the segment's controversial portrayal of Tesla's Roadster, Musk maintained that he found Clarkson's shows entertaining. "He can be very funny and irreverent," Musk said, though he noted Clarkson's strong bias against electric cars and American vehicles. And since Tesla is both, it was, in Musk's words, the worst possible situation for gaining Clarkson's approval.
Clarkson's show is much more about entertainment than it is about truth. I think most people realize that, but not everyone. And I've actually enjoyed a lot of his shows, so it's not as though I just hate Top Gear or anything. He can be very funny and irreverent, but he does have a strong bias against electric cars, and he particularly seems to hate American. Like his 2 pet peeves are American cars and electric cars, and we're an American electric car, so we're in the worst possible situation for someone like Clarkson.
When asked if he saw his efforts as an attempt to convert Clarkson, Musk chuckled and dismissed the idea. "I don't think there'll be any converting of Jeremy Clarkson. That seems quite unlikely," he quipped. The interview gave a more measured perspective on Musk's views, especially in the aftermath of Tesla's failed lawsuit against the BBC. 2 years later, the Top Gear segment continued to spark debate, prompting many to revisit the fine line between entertainment and fact in automotive journalism. In 2017, 4 years after Tesla's lawsuit against him was dismissed, Jeremy Clarkson was asked about his thoughts on Tesla during a press event for the Grand Tour. True to form, Clarkson didn't shy away from addressing the controversy.
Well, Elon Musk, I mean, the first time I reviewed a Tesla, he sued me and lost, and then he appealed and lost that as well. You know, it was a hard-hitting review, but it was a fair one. That original Tesla I didn't think was very good then, and I still don't now.
Reflecting on the original Tesla Roadster, Clarkson stood firm in his assessment. It was a hard-hitting review, But it was fair. I didn't think much of that Tesla back then, and I still don't. However, he acknowledged how far Tesla had come, pointing out the Tesla Model X featured in the new season of his show. It's impressive, he admitted. Some parts are a bit dodgy, but overall, it's a fascinating take on what a car can be.
God, they've come on. We have a Tesla Model X in the new series, and it's a lot of it's very impressive. Some of it's a bit dodgy, but a lot of it's very impressive.
Clarkson's review wasn't without his usual flair. He joked about the car's appeal to one's inner 9-year-old, with its playful features and high-tech gadgets. There's a lot of silly stuff in that car that makes you feel like a kid again. And let's be honest, we all have a 9-year-old living inside us.
It's a really interesting new way of looking at what a car is. You know, there's a lot of stuff in that thing for a 9-year-old. And all men have a mental age of 9. I mean, you're sitting there, you're trying to, you're not 9, but in there you're 9. We all are. We're all silly. And there's a lot of silly stuff in that car that appeals to the inner 9-year-old. I liked it.
While he remained critical of certain aspects, Clarkson seemed more open to the potential of electric vehicles. I think the world might become a better place because of electric cars, he mused. I've got no problem with electricity as a means of propulsion. His comments marked a surprising shift, proving that even the harshest critics could find something to admire in Tesla's evolution. On 9th of February 2018, Jeremy Clarkson once again took a Tesla for a spin, this time reviewing the Model X during the second season of the Grand Tour. Known for his blunt opinions, Clarkson found plenty to praise about the vehicle. He admired its interior space, advanced self-driving features, smooth handling, and jaw-dropping speed. But true to form, the review wasn't all compliments. In a hilariously exaggerated scene, Clarkson shared his critiques with a twist. He had 6 lawyers crammed into the car as he voiced concerns about Tesla's claimed mileage per charge and the potential for battery fires in electric vehicles. These dramatic touches, though typical of Clarkson's style, were all part of the show's comedic edge.
First thing I want to talk about is range, because Tesla say this will do 351 miles between charges. But in my experience, electric cars never do the range that
How extensive is your experience, Jeremy?
How many electric cars have you driven?
2.
Ah.
Both of them failed to do the range that the manufacturer said they would do.
Elon Musk addressed the Top Gear controversy on the Joe Rogan Experience the following year. Reflecting on Tesla's earlier experiences with the show, Musk revealed an unsettling truth. We gave them one of our cars to test, and our engineer delivering it saw a script on the table before they'd even driven the car. In the script, the car breaks down. It was crazy. Musk expressed his frustration, stating that the staged breakdown had hurt Tesla's reputation during its fledgling years. At the time, Tesla was a small company fighting for recognition. The scripted segment misrepresented the Roadster's performance and, as Musk put it, sabotaged their efforts.
The Top Gear has been supportive in recent years, but back in the day, and remember at the time, like, Tesla was not a big company. We were just a little company, and we're like, we're the little kid on the block. So, and the Top Gear is like, hey, Top Gear wants to test your car. We're like, cool. And we only had a few cars, and we gave them one of our cars. And when we handed over the car, they had so one of our engineers goes, delivers the car, and then he sees a script on the table. It's like, how'd you write the script? We only just gave you the car. And in the script, the car breaks down.
Joe Rogan, a car enthusiast himself, agreed. Car lovers like me rely on those reviews, he said. But lying about the car's performance, that's just wrong. In the years following Elon Musk's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, his rivalry with Jeremy Clarkson spilled into the public domain, particularly on Twitter. During an interview with The Independent, Clarkson didn't hold back, calling Musk an idiot and hinting at a near scuffle between the two. To top it off, he mocked Musk's unconventional choice of names for his children, suggesting simpler options like John or Jane. Not one to stay silent, Musk fired back on Twitter, referring to Clarkson as weird and rude and comparing him to an orangutan. The internet, of course, had a field day with the exchange, with fans and critics alike weighing in on the escalating feud. Surprisingly, by 2024, it appeared the two might have found some common ground. or at least a shared appreciation for good beer. Musk tried Clarkson's Hawkstone Lager and posted his thoughts online. "I'm not a beer guy, but as beers go, Hawkstone is pretty good." Clarkson responded graciously, acknowledging Musk's praise and seemingly extending an olive branch.
Unlikely to like this beer. Let's see what happens. Pretty good? As beer goes.
This shift caught many off guard, given Clarkson's history of poking fun at electric cars. However, it's worth noting that Top Gear has given electric vehicles their due, showcasing the Toyota Prius and G-Wiz, and even building their electric car Jeff. While some argue about an anti-EV agenda, the facts suggest a more balanced approach. Despite James May's dramatic claim that battery-powered cars are doomed to fade away, his own relationship with electric vehicles, EVs, is a bit more complicated. While he still drives a Tesla Model S 100D, May isn't entirely sold on the future of electric cars. He's a fan of their quiet, almost magical driving experience, likening it to something out of Star Trek. He also appreciates the convenience, noting how he can leave his country hobbit cottage at 4 AM without disturbing a single creature. No engine roar, just silence. However, he remains skeptical, expressing concern that the battery technology still hasn't caught up to the ambition of electric vehicles. Despite Tesla's impressive supercharger network, May believes the infrastructure isn't there yet. The trio of Top Gear hosts have had their fair share of mixed experiences with EVs. Richard Hammond came dangerously close to death while testing an electric Rimac. James May is still stuck in the mindset of old-school vehicles, and Jeremy Clarkson's complicated relationship with environmental issues adds another layer of controversy. Musk, known for his willingness to sue anyone who criticizes him, didn't shy away from taking on Top Gear, a move that, given the timing and context, almost seemed inevitable. Still, Elon Musk has admitted that he understands Top Gear is more about entertainment and comedy than a serious review of vehicles. In fact, he's been a fan of the show to some extent. But, as the owner of a fledgling company trying to revolutionize an entire industry, Musk was understandably sensitive to negative press. Do you believe electric cars are the future, or do you agree with James May's doubts? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss a new video.